Hello, I'm Henk. I've been asked to inform you a bit about short-term EVS. Maybe to say at the moment I am Belgian myself, but due to the mobility programs in the past, I moved to Slovenia. And we established a youth center over there, a youth organization, and we focus really on working with young people with fewer opportunities, all different kinds of reasons. And we've noticed that sending these young people on an international project can really make a difference. It really helps them develop their own confidence, their own capacities. They really work on their competences. And that's not the only thing, it's also the context which they're living, the parents, the school, the youth centers, centers for social work, everybody who's involved with these young people believe in that and support it and really make it like a really strong effort of the young person to show, hey, you've done something, you see, you can do something good, which really has a big impact on them. So we started like a couple of years ago between Belgium, of course, because of relation, between Belgium and Slovenia, and this has been growing and growing. And I must say, at the moment, we have quite a big network of organizations who focus mainly on sending and hosting young people with fewer opportunities. And this is very important. It's very important to have this network, because if you really want to send or host, receive, you need to be sure that you have the right partner, because this is not like a daily event. This is not just like a holiday. This is really something, it's hard day working for the organization, and please do not underestimate the effort which the young person has to do, because it's really a life-changing activity, which means that for a lot of young people, they're getting confronted with their own limitations. So these young people, when you send them, first of all, you need to know them. You have to be sure that you know that they're willing to go. If they're not motivated, it's very hard. You need to prepare them. As I said, it's not a holiday, it's not a school trip. It is really something which has a very influence on different images of their own life, on also on their, as I said before, on their direct context and so on. So prepare them very well. Then during the event itself, do not think they're going to be for a long time away and they're going to change. No, it's just a small seed which has to grow, because every EVS is just a method. It's never an aim on itself. There has to be something following as a long-term pathway. And yeah, why should you do it? Well, if you want to host, it's different. Do not expect to have like an extra pair of hands in your organization, because the service is less important than the learning and then the development. Why should you do it? Because it's a choice, it's a mission. You help people. And in many cases, it's also the opportunity to be able to send your young people to this organization. Yeah, we have very good results. Young people are very happy. A lot of them went back to school, for example. A lot of them found a job afterwards, or just had finally a positive experience, which they hadn't seen in a long time. I can give also an example. We had two young people who are quite disabled, and they went only for 2 weeks to a festival in Slovakia, which was an enormous impact, what happened to them. And when they came back, they were able to move out from the living group, from the living unit, and they went to like a more home replacing situation, more independent way of living and so on. So small steps are important, small goals are important, but it is important that you're realistic. Important that you're really realistic, that you do not say, hey, we're going to change the world. No, step by step. And don't forget to involve the young persons. Ask them what they want to do. Look together with them. Look together what is the goal they want to achieve and so on. Yeah, so why should you do it? Well, you have to be a bit of masochist, because it's hard working. But at the end you have such a reward, such a good feeling, and then you see the results. So I can definitely recommend it. And the good thing is that compared with the regular EVS, there's also a lot of possibilities financially. So you can apply for exceptional costs, you can apply for costs related to the special needs, and this can be very diverse. For example, you can apply for extra funding to give them a better, deeper, longer preparation. You can ask for reinforced mentorship, so that you always have a monitoring on the young person, so there's always somebody available to give them a hand, to give them the push when needed.
Maybe a little bit more about the mentorship, because it's important.
It is important. Yeah, it is important that these young people do have a mentor, somebody who's really standing next to them, not above them, not under them. So a mentor is more than just a friend. A mentor is also a big shoulder, somebody to rely on, somebody who helps in daily life. The mentor doesn't have to be available 24 hours a day, but should be aware that he has to be a bit more flexible. For some people, being a mentor is a personal choice, and in some organizations, it's a job. So it depends how you look at it. Yeah? I really can only say, be aware that when you decide to do it, you cannot do it alone. You need to be in a team. Everybody of the organization has to be behind it. Everybody has to support it. And I think that this will be something which you have to prepare very well in advance. Everything starts with preparation and being aware that it's not a regular EVS. It's really, really a different way, but with a very good impact. A couple of good things with short-term EVS is that when you apply, you can apply longer in advance and you can be more flexible, because if you really say, oh, we have the volunteer, then you have to apply, then you have to wait for approval, then you have to wait for the preparation, then there's a starting date. It can take 6 months. And believe me, these young people with few opportunities, they are not always motivated that long. So when they're motivated, you have to catch them, you have to be able to send them, I can't say as soon as possible, but within a normal frame, you have to put them on the plane. This means that your partner organization has to be ready to be flexible. It also means that you need to be aware that the preparation of these young people should be really scheduled and structured, individual. What do we do especially in preparation? We inform the context, we work with the context, we go together to the parents because they need to support it. We try to do several things together with the young person. For example, if he doesn't have an identity card or a passport, we go together. What else do? We give, of course, a training, but everything is on individual base as much as possible. We work on self-confidence. Sometimes we even have to go to pack together so that the young person definitely has everything with him what he needs. Otherwise, they end up with two pairs of underwear for a whole week, for example, or other problems, or they have their summer clothes and going to a very cold country. So they really need to be held by hand, but at the same time, you need to give them the possibility to discover it themselves. It's empowering all the time. And important, very important, but often is forgotten, what is the same with regular EVS? There needs to be a follow-up. You need to validate what's going on with them. So, and mostly when you can do it is together again with this context you've been working in, with the parents, the organizations, and so on. Because alone, to do a follow-up alone with these young people, it needs to be enforced every day again. And be very clear in your goal, that's where you want to go to. Otherwise, what I would say, just go for it, just do it. Don't be scared of it, really. It's just it's more easy than you would think. Start with the network, start with finding organizations who want to work with you. Be sure you can trust them. And if it's a failure, well, you should learn out of it. And do it again and make clear to the young person that the failure, everybody's allowed to have a failure, but you should stand up and go again. But once you get the tricks, you go and you'll see it's really worth it doing it.